So children, subscriptions are the major source of revenues for NPOs, the major revenue generating source. But children, the major thing is from the subscriptions that are received for the entire for the year, the subscriptions that are received from the year, we have to take into consideration only those subscriptions that relate to the current year. That means any whatever is receipt. See children, we have discussed what is receipt and payment account. We have recorded in the receipts and payment account on the receipt side whatever is received. So if rupees 1000 is received, we have recorded it on the receipt side, on the debit side in the receipt and payment account. But in the income and expenditure account, we will take only that receipt that relates to the current year. That means the receipt out of that amount that has been received that relates to the previous year or the period to come, that has to be deleted, that has to be deducted. And in case some receipt we did not receive, it was accrued but we did not receive, that has to be taken into consideration. And that is why this is similar to the adjustments we used to make for adjustments for the prepaid expenses, outstanding expenses, the incomes received in advance, and the accrued incomes we used to make in the financial statements of profit organizations. Similar adjustment we are making, exactly similar, but the name of the adjustment here is different because it is subscription. The major source in NPOs is subscription and not any other income. We are making here adjustment for subscription. It could be rent or interest, as I just told you in just before. Now, what will be the adjustment from the total subscription that has been received this year, that is disclosed on the debit side of receipt and payment account? We will take only that subscription that relates to this year. That means what are the subscriptions, the forms of subscriptions that need to be adjusted? Subscription outstanding at the end, or subscription that is outstanding at the beginning. These are the things that will be shown to you in the questions. Or that subscription that is received in advance, also at the end, and subscription that is received in advance in the beginning. Now children, we have to take into account only those subscriptions that relate to this year. So what are the adjustments that we need to give? See now here, in case subscriptions are received at the end, are outstanding, in case subscriptions are outstanding at the end, that means till the end of the year, if subscriptions are outstanding, that means they relate to this year. Till the end of the year we have not received, but they relate to this year. They relate to this year means they have to be taken. And then what will be taken? The subscriptions that have been received in advance, that are received in advance in the beginning of the year. The subscriptions that had been received, their advance receipts, the period has not yet passed, but in the very beginning of the year they receipt. The pura year to bhi aana hai, that means relate to this year. This also will be taken. Outstanding at the end and advance at the beginning will be added. Outstanding in the beginning. In the beginning of the year they were outstanding. In case in the beginning of the year they were outstanding, that means they do not relate to this year. They must be related to the past year. तभी तो outstanding है. पहले ही हमने लिखा हुआ है outstanding. और अभी तो year शुरू हुआ है. तो शुरू में ही in case they are outstanding, they definitely relate to the previous year. And in case they are received in advance of for the end of the year, they also need to be deducted. Why? Received in advance at the end of the year, towards the end of the year, March में जाके, in case you write it is received in advance, तो मार्च में एडवांस किसका होगा? आगे वाले ये पीरियड का होगा ना. मार्च में एडवांस मिल रहा है अगर, दैट मस्ट बी रिलेटेड टू द नेक्स्ट ईयर. नहीं तो फिर एडवांस थोड़ी कहते हैं उसको. इफ इट इज रिसीव्ड इन एडवांस एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर, दैट ऑल्सो शोज इट डज नॉट रिलेट टू दिस ईयर. So advance at the end and outstanding at the beginning do not relate to this year. These two will be subtracted. This is the income and expenditure treatment. And another thing that we make for NPOs is the balance sheet. Now we will do the adjustment for the same items for the balance sheet. What is the balance sheet? Now what does the balance sheet? सबसे पहले तो in case it is outstanding at the end, this is income, a revenue that is outstanding at the end, that is asset. Always outstanding at the end, it is outstanding, and income is outstanding, it is an asset, and income is advance, it is liability. This is clear. Secondly, the second thing that we have to see is at the end means closing and the beginning means opening. Closing asset, opening asset, closing liability, opening liability. This is the balance sheet treatment. So in case we have been given subscriptions, from those subscriptions, in case it is written there are some subscriptions that are outstanding at the end, that means definitely they have to be added. Subscription, they have to be added at the same time they will be shown on the asset side of the closing balance sheet. Subscriptions that are outstanding in the beginning, definitely they have to be subtracted from the income and expenditure account. But at the same time in the balance sheet, opening है तो opening में ही आएगा. Beginning means opening. So it will be on the opening balance sheet on the asset side. Outstanding है अभी. Subscriptions are outstanding. At the end, that means in the beginning, that means they're assets for us. Advance, they are liabilities. Received in advance, liabilities. Beginning means opening liability, end means closing liability, and the subscriptions are understood. Okay, proceeding now with the question relating to this. The question says, this is, I can see this is illustration 10 in my textbook. Illustration 10 here reads, this is the question where the information has been given for Savera Club. Club means NPO. It is Savera Club. I will read the adjustment for you. Subscriptions received in during the year. The subscriptions that are received during the year are rupees 70,000. From this 70,000 now, what relates to this year has to be retained. What does not relate to this year, that has to be taken out. Let us see. This is only, I am just doing the income and expenditure treatment for only subscriptions. So in the income and expenditure account, on the income side, that means the credit side, remember, income and expenditure account, children, is a nominal account. So debit all expenses and credit all incomes. So income will come on the credit side. So on the credit side of IE account, 70,000 they show is the subscription that is received during this year, during the year 21-22. During this year, it has been received. Now how much does not relate to this year, that has to be taken out. They say subscription outstanding on 31st March 2020. This is 31st March 2020. That means it is not of this year. Outstanding in the beginning. Outstanding in the beginning will be subtracted. So minus rupees 17,000. That is outstanding in the beginning. Then they say subscription received in advance on 31st March 2020. 31st March 2020 means it is beginning. So in case it is in the beginning, it is received in advance in the beginning, it will be added. Advance in the beginning will be added. Plus rupees 3250. Then they say subscription received in advance on 31st March 2021. 31st March 2021, that means it is at the end of this year. In case it is received in advance at the end of this year, advance at the end will be subtracted. Minus rupees 4670. That also will be subtracted. And then they say subscriptions outstanding on March 2021, the last date, March 2021, rupees 11250. 11250, that is outstanding at the end. Outstanding at the end will be added. This will be added. And this is the income and expenditure. Here you write the answer. The answer shows here. The book is showing 62,830, and that is the answer. Now we have to make the balance sheet treatment. This is the income and expenditure treatment. Now the balance sheet treatment. Our subscription received outstanding. So outstanding, this is asset, liability, liability and asset, opening, opening, closing, closing, and the adjustment is done. I hope we are clear. Okay, now one more question will proceed. One more question here, children. I can see this illustration 17. Illustration 17 in my textbook. This is Royal Club. Royal Club. The accounts of Royal Club, the income and expenditure account of Royal Club we have to make. The question reads that in the year 2014 and 15, it is rupees 3,000. 2015 and 16, rupees 93,000, and 16 and 17 is rupees 2,000. Total 98,000. And we also always take into consideration the first thing that we read is the detail has been given. The question is given for the year ended 31st March 2016 for Royal Clubs. The question says under that the club has 500 members, each paying at 200 as annual subscription, each paying annual subscription of 200. Outstanding as on subscriptions outstanding as on 31st March 2015, outstanding at the beginning. They say outstanding in the beginning are rupees 8,000. Calculate the amount of subscriptions to be shown as an income and in the income and expenditure account for the year ended. You have to now from the income you have to take how much will relate to this year. They say the income that had to be generated, that means 5 into 2, 10 rupees 1 lakh. The total amount that should have been generated with the subscriptions for 500 members should have been 1 lakh. Out of that, they say 93,000 has been already received. 93,000 is received. What has not been received, what is outstanding at the end of the year is minus 93,000. That means 7,000. 7,000 is still outstanding. So 7,000 is still outstanding at the end. That means this has to be added. 7,000 has to be added. So when you make the income and expenditure account, you write by subscription. What is received? 93,000. What is still outstanding to be received? 7,000. What should be received? Rupees 1 lakh. That should be received. That is the income and expenditure account, the subscription that has to be shown in the income and expenditure account. Now next we do here the balance sheet. The opening balance sheet. The opening balance sheet, see here in the question we wrote outstanding in the beginning is rupees 8,000. That has been given there in the question. Outstanding in the beginning is 8,000. So definitely on the asset side of the opening balance sheet, this is outstanding in the beginning will be 8,000. And in the closing balance sheet, on the asset side, we have to show now how much subscriptions are have to be on the asset side of the closing balance sheet. See children, we discussed that out of the total amount of rupees 1 lakh, out of the total amount of 1 lakh, 93,000 has been received. What is not received is 7,000. So what is not received is 7,000. Out of that, that means which are still outstanding, 7,000 तो हैं ही हैं, 5,000 उसमें से आगे 8,000 मिल गया था, 8,000 आ गया हमारे पास, 3,000 मिल गए हमें. So what is still outstanding is rupees 5,000. So what is still outstanding on the asset side, that relates to this year. Balance sheet इस साल का asset कितना है? इस साल का asset हो गया total 12,000. And what is received in advance already for the next year is always your liability. This will be shown on the liability side. My pen is running out. I hope we are clear, children. Okay. Now one question I will do here. Let us do one question. Unsolved question I am taking. Please take out this question. We'll just take out one question. Some similar question we'll take out. This was 18. Let us take out 18 only. In the textbook, if I take question number 18. Okay, children. Question number 18 here in the textbook reads, from the following extracts of receipt and payment account and the additional information given below, compute the amount of income from subscriptions and show how they should appear in the income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st March 2017 and the balance sheet as that date. And the balance sheet that is given to here, the receipt and payment account is shown here. Subscriptions are given to us as 7,000 of the previous year, current year 60,000, and 17-18 it is rupees 5,000. And then they say subscription outstanding on 31st March 2016 10,000, outstanding on 2017 March 2017 25,000, and subscription received in advance on 31st March, that means advance in the beginning, rupees. This is outstanding in the beginning, advance in the beginning. Outstanding in the beginning will be subtracted, advance in the beginning, outstanding at the end, and advance at the beginning, both are added. These will be added, this will be subtracted. Now let us make the adjustment of subscription. Just give me a second, I'll just change my pen, it is running out. Okay girls, here we begin with, I take out here, this is question number 18. Yes, question number 18. I take out question number 18. Unsolved question number 18 in my textbook, where I'll just write the information given to us. 2015 to 16 it is rupees 7,000. 16 to 17 rupees 60,000. And 17 to 18 it is rupees 5,000. 72,000 in total. This is given. And then they tell us subscription outstanding at the end. Outstanding in the beginning. Okay. They tell us outstanding at the beginning are rupees 10,000. Outstanding at the end. Outstanding at the end. That is 31st March 2017 is rupees 25,000. And advance in the beginning are rupees 4,000. Advance at the beginning is rupees 4,000. Now what is missing is, that means we have to be given 10,000. This 10,000 includes that amount. So we have here, see children, total amount of subscription that is given to us is received is rupees 25,000. This total amount of 25,000, this includes that amount of this 10,000 minus that amount of 7,000. Total amount तो हमारा हो गया, I will do here the amount that has to be received, subscription that has received as shown with the question in 1617, that is received is rupees 60,000, plus outstanding we told you in the beginning 22,000, plus this is advance in the beginning, this also will be added. Total will be 86,000. And how do we show this in the balance sheet? How do we show in the balance sheet? The closing balance sheet will be here. Assets will be 1516 का आ जाएगा 3000 and 1617 का हो जाएगा 22,000 total. So it is 25,000. ये तो आ गया asset side पे, और received in advance आ गया 5,000. ये आ जाएगा 5,000 पे. This is the balance sheet. This is liabilities, this is asset. That is how you will show in the balance sheet. I hope we are clear, children. Doesn't matter, children. We will practice. We'll keep doing on questions. Now one more question we'll do.